Tyler with Hook Sets Are Free. Hope you're having a good night. It is Saturday night, 8:15 my time. So it's 10:15 Eastern. And I thought I'd just hop on here, show my face, since I haven't done so in a couple of weeks, give you guys an update on my situation and open this package from Discount Tackle. Show you guys what it is that I ordered this month. I am going to be announcing my giveaway for the month of August here in the next couple of days. I'd like to be able to run it for the whole week if possible, but we're going to see. So, Riley, what's going on? I have been okay. I'm going to catch you guys up in just a minute once we give people a few minutes to hop in here. That way I don't have to repeat myself a few times over, but I am okay is the short of it. So thank you for asking. I've had a little bit of a tough week and a half. So how are you, Riley? Good to see you in here. As far as I understand, you are back home. Is that right? We never talked about you helping chip in for that separate giveaway that we were kind of talking about a couple weeks ago. So you and I need to have a little chat about that. And of course, if you're not interested anymore, no big deal. But if you are, I think we could probably do something cool. Okay, I figured you just got home. What's the deal with school with you, Riley? What is the plan down in Louisiana this year? So again, I'm going to give people just a few minutes. We're right at the 2-minute mark right now. I do have a little bit of stuff that I need to put away. Well, I have a million things I need to put away, but oh man, how's that going to work, Riley? If you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll see I posted this bait. This is actually a really cool newer bait on the market in the past year or so. This is the Fish Lab Bio Gill wake bait. They make it in a swim bait and a wake bait. A couple different sizes, bunch of really cool colors, and it's got more of a knock than it does a rattle, and these make quite a lot of clacking themselves, whether you swim or twitch this bait. So pretty cool one there. That's relatively newer to my arsenal. I posted about this frog here yesterday, I believe, or recently. This is the Stanley Ribbit Poppin toad, and it's a good one for sure. This is one that is sold separately, soft plastic frog and hooks. Riley says, with a mask, and I only go to school 2 days physical and 3 days virtual. So it's good. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. I wish it was all virtual because I think it's too soon to have it be physical at all. But I wish you guys the best of luck, and I really hope that you don't get sick. So let's Riley, it's just you and somebody else who's silent right now and hasn't hit the thumbs up button. So if that's whoever it is in here, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, prove that you're here, and leave a comment. Let us know who it is you are, and let's get the conversation going a little bit. I am going to get into this package here in a second. I don't quite remember what it is that I ordered, but there's not much in this package. So I wonder if it's more high-ticket items or what, but we will have to see. All right, so quick little update about my situation, just so you guys are in the loop, whether you're watching this on the replay or not. unfortunately, I had another medical emergency this past week, like 10 days ago, and I had a seizure and like re-broke part of my back. In fact, I broke like the one vertebrae that I didn't break last year, and so I had a pretty major setback this past week and a half in terms of just trying to figure out what's going on and recover mentally and physically. I've been pretty physically ill, so I apologize for the silence and me just not, me not posting and me not streaming for the past 2 weeks. Unfortunately, it happened to me while I was up in the mountains with my girls, away on our awesome trip to do some fly fishing for trout, and we were super excited to be there, and unfortunately, it got cut very, very short. So it happens. Life happens, unfortunately, and it's who knows? Might end up being a blessing in disguise. I'm hoping so, and I hope that I can really get to the bottom of what's really going on. Maybe make some lifestyle changes, and see if I can get on the other side of this thing, not have any more issues with epilepsy and seizures and all of that, because it is a pretty big hassle, not just for me, but for my wife and my daughters, and it takes a toll. So thank you, Riley. Really appreciate you saying that. So no, I don't know how much I really need time off. I just, I've been in a bad way for the last week and a half, and so tonight I want to be here. I feel well enough to be here. It might not last more than 45 minutes or an hour. We'll see, depending on how many people end up maybe jumping in here. Seems like maybe we've got issues with notifications, and again, I didn't really let anybody know aside from like Justin, no diggity, over on Instagram. I let him know, but I also let son of a fisherman, Ryan, know. We haven't seen him in here for a while, so I'm hoping that we might get a few more regulars in here. But I'm going to go ahead and open this package. There's what we've got. Ooh, okay. So last time I was streaming, I was talking to you guys about Evergreen International. I'm not sure if you would remember that, but Evergreen is a Japanese lure manufacturer. Obviously they're the ones who created the jackhammer chatterbait and collaborated with Z-Man. So Evergreen is a Japanese company, makes super, super high quality stuff. I showed you a few of their baits recently and have been picking up some of their stuff. What's up, Justin? What's up, Ron? Thank you guys for being here. I just got finished telling everybody that, about my seizure last week. Justin, I don't think you already knew that, man. But, yeah, I've been struggling the past week and a half. So, wow, that's pretty cool, Riley. Yeah. Well, right on. Let's talk about what you got and what we might be able to do with them shortly. So, back to it, guys. Evergreen International, as of right now, is one of those companies that you can still save 20% off on discount tackle on pretty much all their products. That very well might change here, in the next couple of months, because discount tackle in general is starting to get bigger and bigger, and they're bringing in more products, and they're kind of phasing out some of the products that they discount. So nothing's guaranteed. A lot of the stuff that I told you last year was always 20% off is not always the case anymore. So here are two baits from Evergreen International that you want to know about. Last time I showed you the shower blows, which is one of the most classic topwater walking baits on the market. I showed it to you in the 125 size. They make it in 2 other sizes. A smaller 105. This is the SB 105. And they also make it in a larger SB 150. But check this out. This is a clear, perfectly clear, aside from those eyes, topwater walking bait. It's got that cupped mouth. And yeah, it's going to spit and spray and walk and do everything that its big brother does in a more compact profile. And the beauty is that this thing still has 3 treble hooks on it. So, of course, these treble hooks are just smaller in nature, but my guess is that this lure is designed well enough to where these hooks are not going to tangle. As you can see, it's got 1 free floating rattle in the back and 1 fixed. And so in clear water situations and around smallmouth and in really pressured bodies of water, a clear top water can sometimes be killer. So really pumped to have this bait in this color. And I'd been eyeing it for a minute and was excited to get it in this smaller size. So I didn't already have anything, any colors of the SB 105. So picked up one of those, and I'll tell you what we're working with price-wise on these guys. The shower blows is an expensive bait as it is. You know, it retails like 16, 17, and 20 bucks for the different sizes. So, you know, this guy I got for $14. Still an expensive bait, but a good one. The other that I got from Evergreen is the JT 115. Appreciate the apologies, Justin. Hey guys, there's 6 people in here right now. 3 thumbs up. Do me a quick favor, hit that thumbs up. I'm not sure that notifications went out to anybody tonight, so wow. Silent walking bait, and I think that might be why I picked this bad boy up. So Evergreen JT 115. They make this in a few sizes. As you can see, this is a pretty classic pencil style walking bait. Has a little bit of a curve up on the tail. I have never fished this bait in any size. This color here is pretty wicked. I think it's called emerald blueback herring. It's like a sexy shad, citrus shad type of deal. Can't wait to see how this looks in the sunlight. I'll post this up on Instagram here shortly, but excited to have this bait. Same price, $14 is what I paid for it. I want to say it retails for about $17. And it says silent and deadly, non-rattle, topwater walking pencil bait. This bait has an aerodynamic design which allows for extreme long distance casting down the shoreline, blah, blah, blah. So doesn't explain on the package what makes this bait particularly unique other than the fact that it's evergreen and it is obviously made super high quality. It does not have a cupped mouth, but this paint job is premium. Like I said, there are no rattles whatsoever in this bait. So I would throw this in pretty similar situations as the SB 105. But obviously the shower blows is going to spit and walk in place more. Whereas that JT 115 is going to cover quite a bit more water and is not going to displace much water either. So, Kate Stevens, what is up, bro? Hope you're doing well. Okay. Next on the list, here's a pack of soft plastics. This is the Jackal Eyeshadow. I'm not sure if you guys have seen this. Robert Hart, what's up, man? Of course, Jackal has to package these where I have to rip them, but I'll do it anyway. I don't care. This eyeshadow is a really unique Japanese soft plastic. Jackal, as you know, makes really high quality baits, but they make this in like 2 different sizes. This is the smaller size. Awesome drop shot bait and awesome chatterbait trailer, I've heard. As you can see, it's got like kind of a swim bait body, a little bit similar to the Rhythm Wave by Jackal, but it's got this straight tail. Got a couple rings and then just a little tip. And this thing is super soft plastic. This is like an albino. Yep, Sexy Albino is the name of this color. I might Nico rig this thing. So I'm thinking Nico rig, drop shot, even Ned rig. This is a 3.8-inch bait. And then chatterbaits, though I think this is going to be a little bit small, short to be a great chatterbait trailer, but I don't know quite yet, so we'll see. I just figured the 4.8 might be hanging a little bit below the skirt. So anyway, I've actually seen or held the eyeshadow in my hands, and I'm impressed. I doubt you'll catch more than fish or 2 per bait, but that's not why you get them. As you know, in Japan, everything is super pressure. There are not very many places to fish, and it is super popular. So techniques evolve in Japan quite a bit faster than they do here in the U.S. And so finesse soft plastics from Jackal and Gi Crack and a bunch of obviously Kitech. There's a ton of different brands that make that work especially well on drop shots and very finesse presentation. So Jackal Eyeshadow 3.8 in the Sexy Albino. Just so you know what that costs, I don't think I saved any money on it. Guys, $4.99 a pack. So I think you get 8 of the 3.8s in a pack. Enrique, appreciate you watching from Brazil, man. How are you? And Juan, what's up, dude? What was your nickname in high school, man? All right. Next up, Riley knows this bait. This is the Berkeley Jaywalker in the 120 size. I have not owned one of these baits either. I got this for kind of the opposite reason that I got those ones from Evergreen. This fits right into, say, the category of affordable top waters, if under $10. Now this has an interesting body shape to it. If you can see, it's got a more pointed top and round belly. This was a bait designed by Justin Lucas. It's got pretty loud rattles. And again, this is the 120 size, has 3 trebles on it, and weighs, oh, I don't know, 2/3 of an ounce, whatever that means. It weighs 20 grams. So relatively substantial size here. This is an almost 5-inch walking bait. So full size. And this color is pretty clear. It's called Ghost White. It's actually a bit more ghosty than I thought it would be. But as I know Berkeley has done a good job with their colors, this thing looks pretty dang white with a pearlescent blue. Is white, and the bottom is more transparent with that shine. So the fish will see less, and I will see more to be able to track this bait on top of the water. So I like that a lot. Pretty excited to have this. And best part about it is it's affordable. It's like an $8 bait, and you can get it discounted on Discount Tackle. So I paid $6.50 for this bait. Ron says, if it were pink and blue, I'd be all over that. Yeah, I hear you, man. Too bad I don't have any Morning Dawn walking baits, right, Ron? I feel like maybe that's something I need to do. You know, most of when I go wild on my topwater walking baits, I usually just go chartreuse top. I don't usually go pink, but man, maybe I need to. This is probably more your style, huh, Ron? Ron loves the flash. And honestly, I can't tell how serious you are when you're joking around about that. But next in the pack, guys, we've got another Berkeley product. And this is the Wake Bull in the 70 size. This is a pretty big wake bait, a little bigger than I thought it would be. So this is cool. And again, golly, listen to that thing. It is obnoxiously loud. I'm not mad about it. Wow. So beautiful color here. This is the Ghost Bluegill. I had this color in the Chapo and lost it just a month ago or so. Wow, that is extremely loud. Like, I think louder than the Strike King wake bait that came out last year, that KBD 2.5 wake. So it's not rounded everywhere, and I kind of like that. I wonder how that affects the action in terms of how much water or the bulge that it creates. So I'm excited to have one of these in my arsenal. And again, I want to say this is probably same deal, even cheaper. $5.73 discount on Discount Tackle. So without even throwing this, I would recommend it. It's got that knocker that just goes side to side. Very nice. Oh, wow. This in the bone. I actually don't know that I have any bone-colored wake baits. It's very common for people to throw bone walking baits. But for some reason, people don't throw bone in other baits. Crankbaits, wake baits, jerk baits. For some reason, I don't see people throwing bone. But I noticed that Berkeley does sell that. So same price, $5.73. And that's awesome. Okay. interesting. This is the Strike King Mark Rose Little Ledge Spoon. And this is a new bait that came onto the market not all that long ago, I don't think. And so far, it has sold really well. It's the first time that I've actually seen it up close. Naturally, it's got a built-in swivel, high-quality materials. But look at this thing. It's got a bent body. Very high-quality paint job and eyes on there. And, of course, a KVD Mustad triple grip. And this is a heavy spoon. So this is a, deep water, summertime, or wintertime jigging spoon. And I believe this bad boy weighs an ounce, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see here. Patented Little Ledge Spoon by Mark Rose is a new type of jigging / flutter spoon with a random, erratic, side-to-side, shimmering, spinning motion that drives fish wild. The built-in swivel eliminates line twist, and the premium Mustad KVD triple grips hook up fish better than regular hooks for a better landing ratio than regular spoons. Mark's secret finesse spoon for ledge fishing and multi-species action is now out. So, pretty sure this is an ounce. This guy's heavy. I do throw a couple other spoons, like the War Eagle ones are good and do not necessarily weigh quite as much. So, yep, no rattles, Ron. And this is the, yellow perch color, which is going to be killer on a couple of bodies of water that I fish. So I've just been kind of gradually increasing the number of perch pattern baits that I've got over the past year, because there are 2 bodies of water that I've got that have yellow perch in them and have giant smallmouth in them, and I have every intention to go smallmouth hunting for giants with these perch pattern baits. Haven't had the opportunities to do so this year like I thought I would, with COVID and work and everything else. But got 3 more things here in the pack, guys. 2 things of terminal tackle and 1 more lure. This is the dual hardcore shad crank. I only got 1 of these. By the way, that Mark Rose Little Ledge Spoon is a $5 bait as well. So definitely worth a look, and it's on sale at Discount Tackle, $3.89. So take a look at those. This guy right here, though, Dual Hardcore, is a Japanese brand. I've showed you some of their baits that I've got from Discount Tackle because they've been on clearance. I don't know if they're still up on Discount Tackle's website or not, but I had wanted to get 2 of these baits originally, and by the time that I went to check out, only 1 was still in stock. So this is another wake bait. Come on. Get your hooks out, buddy. Small wake bait. I like this. So this is a 65 size, and just body-wise, it's much smaller in profile. Like, here's that Wake Bull by Berkeley, and here's the Shad Crank by Dual. It's about half as thick. A little bit shorter, 65 versus 70 size, but about half the size. And of course, it does weigh less. This thing's a pretty dang finesse bait. So I'm not even sure how lightweight this thing is. Of course, the package is all Japanese, and I can't read anything other than the fact that it dives 0 to 1 feet. So Oh, here we go. Quarter ounce. Quarter ounce weight. This is a chartreuse top, clear side, orange belly. Pretty excited about this guy. And listen to the rattles. So this is a whole lot more of like a finesse wake bait. You know, you come in charging with the wake bull, making a racket, don't get any bites. Then come in with the shad crank, much quieter, much smaller, probably pick up some extra bites. So this has 3 tiny little BBs up in a rattle chamber up in the head, which cuts off kind of right there. Pretty cool bait. I wouldn't ordinarily buy something like this because I think it retails for, I don't know, 10, 12, or 15 bucks. But honestly, I got this thing for $5. And it does have a magnetic weight transfer system. So for a quarter ounce bait, this should be relatively easy to throw, but we'll have to see. Oh yeah, can you hear that? You can hear the magnets shift to the back of the bait. So pretty rad. Dual Hardcore makes some really high quality baits, but for whatever reason, I don't know, their stuff was on clearance. So anyway, Kate Stevens, the next giveaway will be here in the next couple of days, man. Going to announce it shortly so that hopefully we can run it for upwards of a week. Do you have any ideas of what you might want in the giveaway? Next up is a pack of Spro Power Swivels. Not the most exciting thing in the world. Sorry, Power Split Rings. Not the most exciting thing in the world, but high quality split rings nonetheless. These kind of bridge a gap of being good but not too expensive. The Owner Hyperwire split rings are awesome, but are really expensive for the pound test rating on the split rings. And I've found that these Spros still don't separate or bend out much. So this is the size 3 split ring, 50-pound test. They come with 18 in a pack, and looks like I got it for $3.75. So not too exciting, but sometimes you gotta change out your split rings. Ron says pre-ordered 2 battle beats and 2 hybrid hunters, perch and smooth. Right on, dude. On my list, as is a bait that's pretty much in and already out of stock on Discount Tackle, and that's the 13 Fishing Jabberjaw. You know, I'm not that pumped about the bait because, quite honestly, it's exactly like the 6th Sense Axis, but I do want to have it in my hands and try it out, and it has come into stock at a number of places over the last few weeks. So last thing in the pack, last thing in this month's Discount Tackle package is 2 pack of hooks. These are the Z-Man Mushroom Jig Heads, okay? What makes these things unique is that these are a smaller hook, still a mushroom style jig head, but I believe this is a size 4 hook. Yeah, so they're using a needlepoint BMC hook, but these are lightweights. The 1/32 and a 1/16 they use a size 4 hook, and then on a 3/32 they use a size 2 hook. And as you know, the standard Finesse Shrooms jig head is on a size 1 hook, and then since then they've stepped up to 1/0, 2/0, very large Ned rig heads, which kind of changes the concept of the Ned rig itself. So this is a size 4 hook, which is what Ned Katie himself typically uses. And if you notice, this is a blue head. Most people don't throw blue on a Ned rig, but Ned does. And I didn't have any red Ned heads in my arsenal yet, or blue. I've got red, I've got chartreuse, and I've got green pumpkin, and I've got black, but didn't have any blue. So wanted to get some of the blue, but also in this new style. So it's got a more old school double barbed lead keeper, but still super high quality. I'm pumped to have these 4-pack. These are not cheaper than what you'd find or what you'd pay for a standard Ned head. I believe these things were $4.34 for the pack. So you are paying $1 per hook still. But really excited to have these. You'll see some pictures very shortly of me rigging up different baits on these heads. So that does it for this month's package, which actually was kind of a lot of stuff. Just to go back through that, we had just one thing of soft plastics, the Jackal Eyeshadow, the Spro Power Split Rings, 2 of the Bull Wakes from Berkeley, 1 of the Jaywalker from Berkeley, 1 of the dual hardcore Shad cranks, 1 of the Strike King little ledge spoons, and 2 Evergreen topwater walking baits, the SB 105 and the JT 115. So pretty rad. I'll tell you, all that added up to about $65. So really not too shabby. Let's open up the conversation. What it is, what is it that you guys want to talk about tonight, if anything? I'd be happy to catch up. I'd be happy to show you guys plenty of baits. I know that Kevin Baxter, the bait man, is over there talking about frogs right now, but I'm pretty sure we talked about frogs just recently, didn't we? So you tell me what it is that you want to talk about, and I'm happy to go down that road for a little bit. I'm just going to hang out here a little bit longer before I hop off. As I said, I've had quite the last 2 weeks, struggling both mentally and physically, and I'm just now kind of getting over the hump. So probably don't have it in me to hang out for another hour tonight. I also have a broken vertebrae in my back, and I'm not wearing any sort of brace or anything like that. So the longer I sit here, the more sore I'm going to get. Ron says, I'd like to see Z-Man come out with more colors on their Ned rigs. Yeah, I kind of would too, Ron. That's a pretty good point. And I think a reason why me and a lot of other people have been pretty interested in checking out other companies' Ned rig baits too, aren't necessarily just brand loyal to Z-Man when it comes to the Ned rig. So even something like this, Strike King's, what do they call it? This is like a watermelon moon dust type of color, and I love it. The other ones that I love that I just had, or at least I thought, the Robo Worm, Ned Worm. I mean, the main reason to have those Ned baits are the colors. And that is the case with a lot of other baits, a lot of other Ned rig baits. So, yeah, I totally agree, Ron. I wish I had some influence with Z-Man and could help contribute to that, but you know, I think they're doing pretty well with what they've got, and maybe aren't that motivated to create that many more SKUs. Yeah, it feels like they're only releasing, you know, 1 or 2 new colors every year. And they did come out with some good colors this past year. You know, I like that Slam Shady color, and I like the Gobi Bryant color. You should check those ones out in terms of clear watercolors. Those are definitely worth a look, but I actually don't have any myself, so I can't show them to you. But yeah. Let's see. I've got this backpack here that is still filled with a ton of Ned Rig stuff because this is what I was bringing up to the mountains with my daughters just 2 weeks ago, or I should say a week and a half ago, to catch trout. We were going to do fly fishing, or I was going to fly fish and have my wife do some fly fishing. And then if my daughters were wanting to fish, I was going to give them the Ned Rig or some jerk baits that I know catch a ton of fish. So I had loaded up some ticklers and finesse TRDs. Now, Ron, you love this color, don't you? Laguna Shrimp. Well, and this one's bubblegum. So, you know, I've got bubblegum TRDs, Laguna Shrimp, ticklers. I've got some pearl ticklers and some white ice TRDs. Copper Truce, green pumpkin, and green pumpkin orange TRDs. And then some hot snakes and some green pumpkin ticklers. So managed to combine colors into the same packs, and did that across the board. So with the TRD bugs, I've got like 3 different colors in here. Got like a Bama bug over here, and a bunch in the deal. In here, I've got a few in green pumpkin orange and a few in Heights Hot Craw. And then I did the same thing with the TRD Craws. Got a couple in green pumpkin, a couple in the deal, and a couple in molting craw. So got a bunch of TRD tubes loaded in the side there. Managed to fit a lot in this little guy. And those are the main Ned Rig baits from Z-Man that I throw. But of course, I've still got, I brought up this box of Ned Rig baits too. These are pretty much more natural colors, but we've got 3 different baits here that all have their own purpose and fish a little bit differently. So got the Googan baits Rattling Ned, which is overpriced, and probably not durable enough. I don't know. I feel mixed about that bait. I like the fact that it rattles. Ryan, no problem, man. Good luck with those lentils. Didn't even know you were in here, but have a good rest of your night, man. Or did you just get in here? Okay, below the Googan baits Rattling Ned, I've got the 6 cents Ned Fry, which I've cut down to be a Ned size bait. Yeah, it comes in I think a 4.6 inch size. Cut it down to about a 2.5 to 3 inch. And then lastly, I've got the Yum Ned Dinger down here, which can take a rattle. And the interesting thing about them is that they float without a rattle. If you put a rattle in the tip, it will sink. So you can kind of convert this into a Rattling Ned if you want to, at the expense of the bait sinking. So keep that in mind. But yeah, here were all the jerk baits that I was going to have my kids throwing. This one right here catches the snot out of them. Anyway, Ryan says, won't be here long. Got to blow the dust off the combines right away. Got the rest of the pics for my northern trip. I'll send them to you in the next few days. Awesome, man. Love to see them. Appreciate you stopping by, though, for a few minutes. And to all 11 of you in here right now, really appreciate you guys hanging out. Again, it has been a rough last couple of weeks for me, having had another seizure recently, but I am just now starting to feel better, and it feels good to be in here hanging out with you guys, even if it's a small group tonight and a short stream. So hopefully we can ramp these back up and get to streaming more than once in a blue moon. But yeah, I apologize for the silence, but it's for good reason. So I have a bunch of regular videos like in the queue that I need to post, but just haven't gotten around to it for whatever reason. I've just not been feeling up to it. So that will change, guys. So let's yikes. Cade Stevens, can you give me a shout out on Instagram? Why, dude? That's not really something that I do very often. I don't just follow people and give shout outs, unless there's good reason. So, if you can explain to me why it is that you want to shout out, then sure. But, otherwise, the only way that you'll probably get one is if you go just blow up my page and you just like 10 of my pictures in a row, and I happen to notice you in my feed just liking everything. Sometimes I'll throw those in my stories, just like a quick thanks to the people who are liking a lot of my photos. But otherwise, no, man. Why do you want a shout out, Cade? You just trying to grow your page or what? Let's see here. This bait I opened for you guys like last month. Not sure if you would remember. Hey, no problem, Ryan. Appreciate you hopping in here, and I certainly appreciate you being part of the OG crew. Good luck with the rest of your harvest. And those lentils, wish I could try some myself, but have a good one, man, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey, C. Lemansky, what's up? Kate Stevens, I blow it up all the time, and yes, I'm trying to grow my page. Okay, well, sometimes it's just about timing and me seeing that you're blowing it up. But I can tell you, and offline, I can give you plenty of advice on how to grow your page. But you should know by now that it starts with posting your own photos and not being on other people's stuff and trying to get shout outs, because what people are going to do is go check out your page and then decide whether to follow you. So it's a matter of what you've got up and how often you're posting and what it is that you're posting, who you're tagging, and what hashtags you're using in your posts. So there's a just like anywhere else, there is a there's a formula, there's an algorithm, and Instagram wants you to do certain things. They're only going to push your content out if you do those things. And the fact that I didn't post on Instagram for like a full week absolutely hurt the growth of my page. So I haven't seen much growth at all in the past month because my posting has been sporadic. And yeah, that makes a big difference. So C. Lemansky, yeah, I think we're all doing pretty well, man. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Also, where are you checking in from? So if you remember, this is the Reaction Innovations Shiver Glide. This is a soft plastic jerk bait that that has a straight tail and is super erratic when fished like a soft jerk bait. But I had heard that it's an awesome chatterbait trailer as well. Now, just like the Eyeshadow, it's made in 2 sizes. Okay, Northern Cali, man. Yeah, I was going to ask, how is the smoke? Ron Holly is in San Jose and said the smoke is bad. So hopefully it continues to get better for you guys. Yeah, here in Colorado, we've got wildfires as well. It's been extremely dry for the past month. We've gotten almost no rain whatsoever. And so we've had some fires that have been raging for about 2 weeks now. So yeah, our air quality is fluctuating on a daily basis, but it's nothing like you guys are experiencing out there. So it's more just smoggy here. Not nearly as like doom looking. So anyway, the point that I wanted to make about the Shiver Shot is that they make it in a few different sizes, and I'm pretty sure I needed to get the bigger size. And could be same thing with the Eyeshadow, that they're not going to make great chatterbait trailers in this smaller size. I've already tried rigging this small size, which, you know, this is a 3.65 inch bait, and so just that last bit of tail is hanging behind, and I did not like the action very much. So I hate to say that I probably need to pick these up in a larger size, but what I'm going to do is delegate the smaller ones to more finesse presentations, and either fish it on like a naked chatterbait. You guys know by now how much I freaking love the this little guy here, Chattering Ned. So the flashback mini chatterbait. And it would work perfect with something like that. But when you're throwing it on, you know, a full-size chatterbait with a 3, 4, 5/0 hook on a bait that's less than 4 inches, really starts to overpower the situation. So, sorry guys, that is my reminder that I need to take my meds here shortly, and I am not trying to forget that, because if I'm being honest with you, I'm pretty sure that's why I had the seizure this past week, was that I missed my meds a couple times, and super disappointing. Yeah, it doesn't really matter why it happened, but I don't want it to happen again. So Look at this, guys. That right there will work. But I'm not quite sure that going much larger is going to be a great idea. So I'll definitely give this a try. And like I said, I'll fish this on a Ned rig. I'll fish it on a finesse, like a 1/0 hook, and fish it like a soft jerkbait. And I'll throw it on a drop shot, maybe a Jika rig, and a lot of more finessey presentations. See how that shiver shot and the eye shad work out. So Cade says, I can't post anymore. My phone is broken on the top half, won't let me hit confirm to post. Bummer. Cade, have you considered posting on your computer? You know, you can post on the internet. You don't have to have, you know, the app on your phone to be able to use Instagram. A lot of people, you know, take their photos with like DSLR cameras, super high-end equipment, and then they will professionally edit their photos and then post them on the computer. It's easier to create your captions and type out and actually make the post on the computer. I don't do so most of the time, but I have before. Dang, Cade, no computer and a broken phone, dude. Shoo! Looks like you got to save up some money to fix that screen, man, and then get a screen protector. But that's brutal. I'm sorry to hear that, but it's going to be pretty hard to grow your page without being able to post on Instagram. Just telling you, man. See, Lemansky, appreciate it. It's too bad you're not a fish and biting it right now, because I wouldn't mind the tug. But yeah, definitely looks like a pretty good bait, and one that I'm going to give a shot pretty soon. No worries, Riley. Wally World. Okay. Yeah, Riley, I'm going to hit you up. Okay. Yeah, no worries. Either way, we'll talk soon, okay? Right on. Okay, guys. Now, I'm going to open this up and let you guys ask questions, because I'm going to call this like 10-minute, you know, last call, if you will. I'm starting to get a little bit sore, and we've had a few people dip out, and we've been on here for an hour. We finished the unboxing. We've been kind of just chit-chatting a little bit. Cade, I will still throw you a shout-out, man, on my story, and encourage people to give you a follow, but I can't guarantee anything, man. And yeah, so I feel for you. I'm sorry that that you're in the situation that you are, but hopefully I can help you out. Dude, Lemansky, don't worry about it. Honestly, I'm here to talk baits. I've got tons. Hard baits, soft baits, anything you want to talk about. New baits, old baits, brands. What do you like to throw, man? Living in California, are you a big bait guy, or what do you tend to throw? No problem, Cade. Okay, still learning, borrowing a rod from a friend. Using a spinning rod, I assume, or are you using a bait caster, dude? Bait and switch. What's up? Thanks for leaving a comment. What 5-inch and above swim baits do you have you found to be the most disappointing? Interesting. 5-inch and above. Okay. So it comes down to personal preference, right? I've been pretty picky with the baits that I've chosen to stock up on when it comes to big swim baits. So it's hard to say that any of the ones that I've got have been quote unquote disappointing, but you know, I would say like the Strike King Rage Swimmer has been a little disappointing for me, and not just in the, you know, this big 5.75 newest size that they released this past year, but kind of up and down across the board. As you can see, I've got in some situations, you know, maybe the 2.8 or the, but generally speaking, the consistency of the plastic is nothing compared to Kitech. So the fact that it is a direct copy has been pretty disappointing, in my opinion. But otherwise, let's see here. The Boom Boom by Optimum. This is the original Boom Boom swim bait. I can't say that I've been disappointed with it so much as just surprised that it's so speed sensitive. It has to be fished a very specific way. So I like a bait that tends to be a little bit more versatile. And, you know, so you get Kitech on one end of the spectrum that is a super, super soft tail, right? This thing wants to bend almost entirely over. It will fold up perfectly, but that means that it's got an extraordinary amount of action. So you have to be careful to not overfish this thing. It's very easy to fish this too fast and that action get crazy. But this thing is on the opposite end of the spectrum. You can very easily fish this thing too slow and it have a dead action where it just drags. You have to fish this thing on like a medium fast retrieve, and it has a great action when it does. The head moves, and it has a little bit more of a hunting action than a lot of these other soft plastic swim baits, but it's more sensitive and it rips up more. So that's the other thing is I've found that with some of these baits, you have to rig it just right the first time, or you better have Mendit on you, or this thing might not even catch you a fish before it gets frustrating how easily it's, you know, sliding. So then you're going to have to use a toothpick. You're going to have to get creative in how to keep it all together while fishing. Now, I will say, bait and switch, oh, you want to know which one I actually, here's the one that takes the cake, dude. For the same reasons as the last bait, but a worse action to it. This is the Creep 6.5 by Beast Coast. Now, I like the Beast Coast Miyagi a lot. And in fact, the ones that I've got rigged are like ready to go and not even here for me to show you. So I'd have to pull some out of these packages. You know, I've got a few packs of them right now. The Miyagi Swimmer is awesome. It's got a great tail kick. It's got a deep belly and a good action. But the Creep I was really disappointed with the action, and it's supposed to be a creep style bait where you work this thing on bottom super slow, but same deal as that last bait that I showed you. Because the paint job, these things, Beast Coast, the mechanical hand pour with their soft plastics, which is a nifty technology, because they're able to pour these really fine detail quality colors like this HD perch, which is the reason I bought this, because it looks gorgeous. But I mean, look, this thing is ripping on the side. This started happening like before I started fishing the bait. It's just falling apart. So I don't think it's very well made, and it doesn't have a great action to it. So for the price, the Creep 6.5, in my opinion, not a winner. On the other hand, the Mega Bass baits are winners. Okay. First is the Spark Shad. The Spark Shad in the 5-inch, very, very versatile bait. Okay. It's got a wide body, super soft plastic, soft tail, but not overly so in terms of where it bends to. So you get a lot of kicking action on it, but not quite like a Kitech. These baits are as soft as Kitech, so the durability on the Spark Shad 5-inch and the Spark Shad 3 and 4-inch as well is subpar, but the action is definitely above par. So worth it, in my opinion. Spark Shad. And look at that tail has stayed perfect. I love the 5-inch. They also make a 7-inch, very hard to find, but this is a wicked bait. I've talked about it before. This is kind of an in-betweener. It's not made exactly like the 3, 4, and 5-inch. The body is a little bit thicker plastic. It's definitely more dense, and it's a heavy bait, but it's a bit more durable too. It's got a lot of fold over. You know, it looks just like that 5-inch, but as you can see, the body, the top is a little bit more round, not quite as flat as the 5, and this thing bridges the gap where the mag draft comes in. I've really fallen in love with the mag draft freestyle. They make this thing just in a 6-inch right now. So cool thing is the original mag draft, you know, was a magnet harnessed treble hook bait, treble hook on bottom, and now you can rig this thing however you see fit, and that is sweet. And this thing's got great action. So that tail doesn't want to fold over much, but it's got good action. The bait is soft, but not too soft. These things come in a 2-pack for like $12. These things come in a 3-pack for like $15. And I want to say the 5-inch Spark Shad come in a 5-pack for like $10. So the Mega Bass Spark Shad and the Mega Bass Mag Draft Freestyle are at the top of my list for swim baits. Really like the Miyagi Swimmer, but don't like the Creep. Sorry to hear that you just scooped it up, man. That's disappointing. But anyway, who knows? Maybe you'll have a different experience with it. Maybe you'll like it. And if that's the deal, then cool. So that answered your question when it comes to soft plastics, but hard baits would be a different story. I don't like to talk as much about baits that I don't like as opposed to baits that I do. So If you guys have any other questions, let me know. Feel free to fire off. I'm going to hop out of here in just a few minutes. Dark Real Action says, man, you have a lot of baits. Awesome. Yeah, dude, I do. I'm a bit of an enthusiast, collector, and I love to try new things. So constantly trying new things. Bass fishing is my addiction. So Bait and Switch, thanks for the answer. Hope your health continues to improve. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate you saying that. I continue to find good swim baits and avoid wasting time and money on the not so good ones. Yeah, no, that's me too, man. Just like you guys are doing here, I have done plenty of research and made a point to kind of stay away from, the one-offs or the newer kind of copycat type of swim baits, and done a pretty good job of doing my research ahead of time and only buying into ones that are already established and pretty good baits. So yeah, one that I'm curious about on the hard bait side is this one that Will Perriman sent me, the dual hardcore Ninja Swimmer. I don't usually like swim baits that have lips on them. So, this is a floater, but it'll be interesting to see kind of what the action is like on this. And of course, once we get into talking about glide baits versus jointed swim baits, it's a little bit of a different conversation. And so I've had some glide baits, the action is just kind of meh. But again, same deal, Bait and Switch, where I've really made a point to do my research and be careful about what I'm spending my money on ahead of time, so I'm not just willy-nilly spending a bunch of money on unproven baits or just way too enthusiast baits. You'll notice in my collection that I throw a lot of low to mid level price baits. I don't have a lot of like super high end, depths swim baits, high end mega bass swim baits. That's not really my game. At least at this point in time, I'm trying to relate to the general public. I'm trying to get in for an affordable amount, try something out, find something sneaky good, and then pass on the knowledge. I'm not necessarily trying to get my hands on the most rare bait out there. I'm not going to go spend $100 to $300 or $400 on a bait just because it's got an awesome reputation or is extremely difficult to get your hands on. So hopefully that answers your question. Ron says, got 3 packs of the Riot Relics. Did you mention that recently? And I got no packs of that bait. In fact, I don't think I've tried much from Riot at all. And there's no reason for that other than the fact that they're just not in stock many places. And I don't see them around too much. So tell me what it is that you got those for, Ron. What did you tell me last time that those are the baits that have some crazy appendages that you can remove to kind of convert the bait and change the action up a little bit? C. Lemansky, no problem, my man. You are in a healthy and welcome place here as a younger fisherman trying to learn as much as you can. Of course, a lot of the time we're going to be talking about more advanced presentations and techniques, but there is no question too dumb. So feel free to ask anything you want at any time, okay? Same goes in the comment section below after the fact. In any of my videos, feel free to ask away. I am usually pretty responsive. The same goes on Instagram. So, Nate Sommers, what up, dude? Good to see you in here. Sorry to tell you that you are showing up just at the very end of the stream. I'm going to hop off here in a couple of minutes. And, yeah, it's been a good time tonight. But I don't have a lot more in the tank, dude. Dang. Just trying to find something. Nate says, nothing wrong with tried and true, but I'm a sucker for new tackle and techniques. Yeah, dude. No doubt. I think a lot of us are, man. So, yeah, like what you'd notice if you went back and rewatched this stream and saw the unboxing that I had from Discount Tackle, I really stocked up a bit more on walking baits and wake baits this month, which has been kind of my thing the past few months. Just trying to fill up my boxes. So this is my walking bait box. These are all topwater walking baits in the, well, I guess some of these are smaller than others. I've got some that are like, you know, the Sexy Dog Junior or the Super Spook Junior. That's smaller 4-inch size with 2 treble hooks. But in this past year, I've really made a point to step up my arsenal. Unfortunately, I haven't stepped up my game yet when it comes to, well, I guess I've gotten my technique down, but I haven't caught a million fish on walking baits this season. So just trying to widen the arsenal, if you will, to have a lot more walking baits that I can work in different situations. So domestic and JDM. Last month, I picked up a couple Lucky Craft baits. You know, this is the Gunfish 117, and this is the Sammy. What is it? The Sammy 105. Both of these have 3 treble hooks on them, which is not typical for Lucky Craft. And both of these cost $10, which is not typical for Lucky Craft. You know, here's the Sammy 115. Here's the Gunfish 115. Both of these have 2 treble hooks on them and cost like $16. So I like finding little things like that. And trying new things. This is the shower blows that I picked up 2 months ago from Discount Tackle. And yeah, Nate, I picked up 2 more of the shower blows, bro. Or, sorry, 1 more of the shower blows. And 1 more Evergreen topwater. So I got a smaller shower blows. This is in the 105 size. And it's got 3 treble hooks. And it's clear. This is the Evergreen Jt 115. And I don't know what JT stands for. Kind of wish I did. But interesting. It says Evergreen is distributed by the Daiwa Corporation. I did not know that. So, yeah. Definitely excited to have a couple more JDM topwaters to throw in this box. Have the Berkeley Jaywalker to throw in that box. And fill it out just a little bit more. We're getting closer to feeling like I don't really need that much more. You know, I recently picked up the Mega Dog from Strike King, which is giant. You know, and I've picked up the Hard Knock and the Yozuri 3DB pencil, which is an awesome bait, and super affordable as well. So just trying to explore a couple new categories of baits as of late. Now the wake baits I actually have in my Whopper Plopper box. So they're down here on bottom, and as of now, I'm probably going to need to have a separate box just for them. So I've got, you know, the KVD wake, this Strike King wake bait that came out a year ago. Super loud and very effective. I've caught some good fish on it this year, and then I've got a couple of these Yozuri 3DB wake baits, gorgeous, and much different sound. More of a traditional rattle in them. Got the 6 Sense Movement 80 wake bait, which is a larger profile and a louder knocking sound. And then I've got the 6 Sense Speed Wake, which is a new bait. Has a kind of a subtle side-to-side rattle to it, and is a wake bait that you can burn. So I've been wanting to up my topwater game when it comes to baits and walking baits this year, just because the past couple seasons, you know, I kind of evolved from fishing poppers to whopper ploppers, buzz baits, and frogs, and now just kind of finishing off the walking bait and wake bait categories, since they are ones that I've kind of gotten into last. So Nate says you got to get on a main lake point where they're schooling. It's a crazy bite when it's going down with that shower blows. Heck yeah, man. Absolutely can't wait for the fall time when I see them schooling. I know a couple places that this thing should wreck them. So excited for sure, man. What's your favorite size whopper plopper? 110. I would say the 110. And here's why. Okay, I throw it in 3 different colors: loon, bone, and bluegill. And loon, the black color, is probably my most common. As you can see, this bait got absolutely thrashed last year. This thing was tied on for, I don't know, a month and a half straight, and probably caught me 100 or more fish, and was just, so I think this thing is a lot more castable than the 130. First of all, it's a little bit more subtle, doesn't have the rattles that the 130 does. Now, of course, you can get the 130 in a silent as well, but the 130 weighs quite a bit more, like an extra ½ ounce. And so I think the 110 being about an ounce is super castable, and it's easy to work on a variety of retrieves. So I like this just like I like the Spro Rat 40 as probably my preferred size. Now, after that, then I would step down to the 75. Okay, the the 75 and the 110 have the more sophisticated tail design that goes right into the body. So fewer issues of getting grass caught up in the prop itself, which is a huge issue because when that happens, then the prop stops working and the entire bait starts spinning and your line gets all twisted up. And oftentimes you're going to get some gnarly bird's nests and potentially have to re-spool your if you're fishing around grass at all. But the 75, I like the fatter body. It's still able to make quite a bit more noise than the 90 is, but because it only weighs like a half ounce, I find that I'm throwing it on a spinning rod more often than not. And same goes for, the Spro Rat 30. They're just a little bit light, in my opinion, to be thrown on bait casting gear. So that's the main reason that I prefer the 110, is that I think it's the most versatile for where I fish and what I fish. It's got larger profile, more presence, louder sound, and I can fish it on a bait caster and bomb it a mile. Whereas that 75 kind of depends, right? Googan Slayer, what's up, man? Kate Stevens, no problem. Have a good rest of your night, man. I'll shout you out on Instagram probably tomorrow, man, okay? And yeah, Nate, I agree. Smaller profile but bigger tail on the 75. Definitely a good bait. I stopped throwing the 90 after the 75 came out, and I gave it a shot. I think it dwarfs the 90. It's a fatter bait. It makes more noise. A lot of people would say the 90's a better bait for smallies, but I don't agree. I just like that 75 better. So that's the reason that I recently tossed the Whopper Plopper 90 in a giveaway a month or two, I'm pretty sure. Googan Slayer, you're gonna have to go hit that replay in a few minutes when I hop off of here, man. I got a bunch of different stuff, mostly walking baits and wake baits this month, man. I might record a separate video after the fact, unboxing these things, a shorter video, so that you guys can see them up close. But I'm not totally sure since a lot of these are already out of the package. But here's one of them. It's the Berkeley Wake Bull. Here's one of them. The Dual Hardcore Shad Crank. Here's one of them. The Berkeley Jaywalker 120. And then here's two of them. Evergreen Shower Blows and JT 115. And that's just about half of the order. So definitely worth a rewatch, man, to see what's in there. But appreciate you guys hanging out tonight. I'm gonna sign off right now and go give my back a rest. And I will see you guys very soon. Definitely next weekend, Friday and or Saturday. Yeah, man. Shower Blows in a clear color, 105 small size with 3 treble hooks. Killer. So definitely the bait that I'm most excited about from that package. But yeah, you're right, Nate. The reason I got the Berkeley Jaywalker is because of its affordability. And the Fusion 19 hooks are baller. Dude, they don't need to be switched out. And Berkeley's been putting out some pretty decent stuff. So I wanted to throw them some love and try out their baits because If you check out on Discount Tackle, their baits are discounted on top of the already affordable prices. This was $6.50, and the two wake baits that I got were like $5.75 each. So I would say the Berkeley hard baits are pretty thin-walled, but well made. I like the paint schemes. I like the hooks. So worth it, in my opinion. Hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Hope you have a good week this upcoming week. Feel free to reach out to me at any time. Really appreciate Ron Hawley especially reaching out to me by email and checking on me. That was very nice of him to do so. Somehow he had a hunch that something had happened to me, and he was right. So I got to heal up, and I'll see you again soon. So have a great rest of your night, guys. Thanks for hanging out. See you soon. Cheers.